Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to take a look at another re-uploaded video, and this game is called Reactor, and this was created by Gottlieb in 1982, created by Tim Skelly, who was famous for a lot of other games, and this was really a pretty cool concept. There is the marquee that also had the speakers on it, and the speakers would blast some pretty cool music right at the player. And the control panel consisted of a trackball and a button that would put up a shield. And really, you need to hold down this shield button. Well, they call it energy button, but you need to hold it down pretty much throughout the game. It repels the enemies. They'll bounce off you. And there's also a decoy button, which can fool the enemy into following the decoy of you instead of you specifically. And yeah, Reactor had some cool ass music during the attract mode. It says press any button for hints. I'll tell you a little bit about it. There's the scoring table there. And you are this weird little diamond ship, and these enemies try to bump you into the deadly walls, and you try to do the same to them. And there you just put up a decoy, and the little particle things are trying to kill it, and you know it's inanimate, so they're just hovering around it and possibly bumping into walls, doing the dirty work for you. And in the meantime, this reactor of a nuclear core expands, and it won't initially kill you by you touching it, but it'll eventually push you into the walls, and you want to kill off all the enemies first. Yeah, anything hitting the kill wall is destroyed. And there's control rods, 5 on each side, and if you bump the enemies into all those control rods, then it'll make the nuclear core shrink back down to normal. Now, just keep bumping the particles into the wall, and there's making a decoy. If you bump an enemy into those bonus chambers, you get extra points for them bouncing around. That music was pretty cool, wasn't it, for 1982? But anyway, we'll get started in just a moment. A Skelly game. That's Tim Skelly. Skelly is not an adjective here. But yeah, those are the different enemies, and they get faster and more aggressive in trying to bump you into the wall. Again, keep the repel button, or whatever they called it, held down throughout the game. And we'll get started here. You can touch that nuclear core as it's expanding, and just keep bumping the enemies into the walls. If you don't have a trackball, the game gets really hard. I used the mouse. So basically just hug that core as you bump enemies into the walls. It's not until like level 10 or so that the nuclear core starts becoming deadly to touch. But I'll play a couple times once with cheats, and that isn't this time. So using the decoy is helpful here and there. See, if you can get that particle to bounce into the little chamber, it's really helpful. And now they get much harder to shove into the walls. Sometimes if you... Yeah, oops. I got a nice bonus for the number of times I bounced him into the wall. You also get a bonus for the decoys you didn't use. But yeah, it's like 10 levels that you can go through without or before the core is deadly to touch. For now, though, it's not. You can just oops, you can hug it while repelling the enemies into the wall. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Oh well. Well, that's Reactor, and I'm gonna put in my initials. But yeah, for the time, that music blasting through the speakers at the player was really something else. That was created by Tim Skelly, and I'm gonna play again with cheats on in a moment. Notice that the game tells you how many particles you have left to destroy. It says to go 16, and that bonus counts up for the number of times that the enemy bounces around in the chamber. And yeah, just keep bouncing enemies into that wall and try not to touch that wall yourself. Don't go out of your way to hit all those control rods. But yeah, if you get both sets of control rods all knocked out, then you get an extra decoy. And again, press decoy to lure the attacking projectiles or particles into the wall. So set a decoy up next to a wall, or set one right by that empty chamber so you can lure them into there and get the bonus points. But yeah, I'll put on infinite lives here and just play through till you see the core that you can't touch. Like I said, I think that's level 10 or so. You get an extra life every 15,000 points. Yeah, early on you only have a few control rods on each side, just 3. And all it does is cool down the core. I mean, fast enough players won't need to bother with taking out those control rods. But I took out both sets, and now they're replaced with 5 control rods apiece, or for each side. Yeah, it's here where those particles really don't want to hit those walls. They get really obstinate. But for now, keep hugging that core if you can, and never let go of that power button that makes that shield that bounces the particles. There's just no reason not to have it on. Aw, almost got him to go into that empty chamber to get bonus points. But yeah, it's every 15,000 that you get an extra ship. And then the particles, of course, break into 2. Yeah, at any chance you can get, try to knock those guys into those chambers. And again, you can set a decoy maybe right in front of the chamber, and the enemies might bump into it and bounce around and get you some bonus points. Phew, that was close. Oops. Yeah, even during the time that the core shrinks, you can touch a wall and die. And there's the extra life. Yeah, this definitely had its followers, and I could kind of see why people liked it. It was kind of fun. I'd seen it at the arcade a few times. I think the first time I saw it was Rico's Red Lion Pizza and Ice Cream Parlor back in the Portland metro area back in the day. But yeah, now I've got 40 particles left to go. Oh, he wasn't in there very long, was he? I'll get the bonus points tallied up for him bouncing around in there, at least for a little bit. But yeah, never let go of that power button that bounces the enemies off of you. And now we go to having the core be deadly to the touch, and I can't hug it anymore. And now it's this weird swirling nebula type thing that you can't touch or you die. Oh, that's nice. And then it shrinks down again. But it won't kill the enemies, unfortunately. I'll stop this in a little bit. I just basically wanted to show you what it looks like when you can't touch it anymore, and what it looks like to get a free life. That is Reactor by Gottlieb and Tim Skelly in 1982. That's kind of a cool game. Most memorable for its cool music thumping through the speakers. The noise is kind of irritating after a while, though, the power button being held down. But yeah, every 15,000 you get an extra life, so I'll get one right at 30,000 as well. And there it is. Well, that's Reactor by Gottlieb and Tim Skelly in 1982. This is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Reactor. It's a fairly cool game for its time. And I will catch you later in the future with another game. Take it easy, folks. Have a good one, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.